daughter China's dad, Kayama Griffin, was a producer and writer. He was down with a crew called Three Boys from Newark with Vincent Herbert, Ike Lee, Floyd Howard. And I just kind of started hanging out at the studio with them. But I was in college at the time. I was writing music on the side, just as a hobby, to be honest. In my mind, I could have been a singer in a hotel lobby with the pianist and getting a jar of tips. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to make music with my craft. So when I finally met Puff, which ended up the way I actually ended up having a record deal, I was already kind of working with Al B. Shore, just arranging stuff for him by way of Kayama as well. Shout out to Kayama Griffin. And Puff immediately asked me, did I want to sign to his label? What up, Luch? I see you. Y'all forgive me if I don't keep coming back. What's up, Von Bouger Twins? Yeah. Nonetheless, there started my career. And once I met Puff and he asked me, Tiffy, what up, boo? Sopranos in the house. I just ended up writing on Usher's first album and Mary's My Life album, which were the projects that Puff had in the works at the time while I was negotiating my deal for my project. So here I am today. And there are so many wonderful memories, moments. Like, that was such a fun time in my life, just having fun and making money. Although I think the joy in it was that was never my goal, to be this person recording records that people look at as an artist. That's a great thing. Never did I not want to think it could happen, but it just wasn't the first thing on my list. I just wanted to be successful at my craft, whatever way that went, according to God. Hey, Mr. Ross Montreal. Anyway, I reached out to a few people that were a part of that project because it was so many times. Sometimes I forget some of the things, but I do remember we used to go to the tunnel, have to come back to the studio, finish vocals. So a lot of my first album, I listened, for years, I've listened back like, I would have changed that. Or I asked Puff, could I fix that? And he was like, no, it's the feel. It's raw. And I'm like, in my mind, I would fix that. It's a little pitchy or it sounds hoarse. It's not how I wanted to execute it. So, but I'm still glad that people received it the way they did. The hairstyles, I hated them. Nonetheless, people like, I did my hair like this because of you. But, it was a lot of stuff that I was like, I didn't know what it was. He know what he doing, so I think. So I'm going to go along with it. But nonetheless, let me go back and say hi to y'all. Oh, what up, Keith? Never chilling. Where we at? What up, cousin Aaron? AV Fit Coach. What's up, Sadir? Nola Devo. Yes, sir. Not yes, Beehive. I see you. I hated it. Anyway, it just so happens that once we finally started working on my album, oh, what up, Siobhan? I see you, Tornisha. Not the French rolls. You're going to stop it, Montreal. Anyway, I happened to meet this producer by the name of Chucky motherfucking Thompson. And I met him while we were working on My Life. However, right, Dina, sneaking out the window for rehearsal. When I met Chucky, I knew, I was like, this dude, there's something about him. And I remember when we finally got in the studio, just he and I, he would be playing chords and stuff. What up, Chike? What up, Shorty Rock? And I used to be like, are you from church, He's like, nah, Joe. That DC stuff. And I'd be like, dang, those chords sound really church. But it turns out Chucky was, a part of the whole DC go-go crew. He played drums, he played guitar. But I would hear him play 2 or 3 chords and say, turn that around and play it again and I'm going to make a hook. And I specifically remember that's how we came up with Soon As I Get Home. He played da 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 da, or he played da da da, and I said go da da, and the rest is Soon As I Get Home. Because in my mind and in my brain, I am a musician, and in real life, I am a producer. However, I don't sit still and sit down long enough to actually execute it on those instruments or on the gear. But I know exactly what I want to hear, what I want to execute. And, Chucky and I just have a certain musical relationship that I can't say that I have with anyone else. I've worked with so many amazing, but I think it's because he was the first person that I connected with in that way. In terms of we in here. This is probably both new to us, although he had worked on Biggie stuff and Mary stuff and Usher stuff, but it felt a little different. I'm sure he would agree. And Chucky's gonna chime in on here later. But yeah. Chucky was like my first entree into working on my debut album. I'm sorry, I'm trying to go back because I don't be looking at these things. E-Bone, what up? Detroit in the house. Such a pretty thing. Kiki, Shorty Rock, Crystal Love. And T-Way. Let me go to some of these questions that you guys sent in, which I so had the pleasure of printing out. Herb Middleton. Shout out to Herb Middleton, too, who was one of the producers. He actually hit me the other day, so he going to chime in, too. And if any faithfuls want to, get on my live, I'm going to give y'all a moment to do that in a second. But, okay, this first question is from Matthew E. He's a 14-year-old faithful, which is so dope. I don't know how you know about me. Maybe your mother was a fan. But thank you, Matthew. His question was, did you think you would last 25 years in the industry? Well, I could say no because I didn't know I was going to be in this industry. But yeah, because once I got in it, I didn't feel that it was a challenge, or I never looked at it in that way. It was so much fun. It was, like I said, making money for something that I had a gift to do without, that's notwithstanding all the business aspects of it that I later on learned. But, I didn't think of it in that way. But, why not? Why wouldn't I? I probably didn't even know how long a career should last at that time. But thank you, Matthew E. Lisa C. Her question was, she wanted to know about the cover artwork with the close-up shot. How was that decision made? Who was the photographer? I'm so sorry, I don't remember the photographer. I'm sure somebody knows. But actually, Puff is actually a creative genius in so many ways. And at that time, he had this whole thing. He didn't want me to be seen. So, like, for example, shortly before my single came out, I remember Big did the, wasn't, not One More Chance. It was the Big Papa video. And I was at the video shoot, and I'm actually sitting at a table with Mary and Misa. Oh, sorry, y'all. But all you see is the back of my head with these platinum blonde Susie Q curls and stuff. Puff was like, no, I don't want her to be seen. I don't want her to. He didn't even know I was going to show up, but he also didn't know me and Big were going to get married. But I came to the video to support my husband, not to be in the video. I ended up sitting at the table, and they made sure I wasn't seen. So that whole close-up shot, to answer your question, Lisa C., that was Puff's idea. He wanted to kind of just make it a lot less obvious. I guess in a video world, a pullback type of situation, you're going to slowly reveal things. I don't know. The next question is from one of my favorite faithfuls, Pie. Hey, Pie. Pie Major. Now, Pie had all the good questions, so I have to pick one because he got like 5. Um. Okay, I think I'll pick this one. Was there ever a thought to feature Big on the album? For me, no. I don't. I mean, at that time when I was working on the album, Big was already on the road a lot, and he was blowing up. And to be honest, I think that there was a certain cleverness in Puff's thinking. Bad Boy was sort of established at that time as a hip hop label, in a sense, even though Total was signed before me. They were signed before me, but Big had been released, Craig Mack had been released, and maybe, I never really, every song I started working on and recorded ended up on the album the way it was. So I don't think there was, at the time, a feeling that it was needed. So to answer your question, one of your many questions, Pi. By the way, Pi has a tattoo of my lips on his neck. He'll always be one of my favorites. Okay. Candace, I don't see your IG handle, but she had a few questions as well. Oh, she said, why don't you ever sing? You don't understand. There's so many songs I don't perform. And I think, those things will probably be when I do a remake of the full first album or a fan favorites album. That's one of those fan favorites that wasn't a single, and it's a long song too. It's quite long. Yeah. Where's the next question? Why is it out of order though? I don't see who asked this question, but it's a good question. It says, do you think that the struggles with relationships and life in general back in the early 90s played a major role in the writing success of Faith album? Well, at that time, I wish I could shout you out, whoever wrote that question. But at that time, I was in my first marriage. So I can't say it was relationships. I mean, that album was pretty much about the emotions that I was going through at that time. And actually, there's a few songs that not necessarily went through. Thank you, C's. What up, Jerry? Jeremiah. Yeah, back to the relationships. Yeah, the struggles of that, because we got married. Neither of us was thinking about, what's going to happen if we blow up, or what's going to happen, da-da-da-da. But things happen pretty quickly. So me having to work on my album and not being able to go on the road with my husband and meet up with him. Difference in us being able to establish and consummate our marriage the way that we could have. And it also led to a lot of songs on the album. But again, I wouldn't say it was like just different relationships, because I was only with Big at the time. Let me go back. She ready. What up, sweet? Who said quarantine cough? Hey, Herb, I see you. Y'all, it's so many questions. Thank you guys for all the congratulations and stuff. Right, Mystique. That's what Puff said. He said, you're going to be mine. Let me tell y'all, Puff, when I first got around him, he would be like, he had like a whole plan, a whole idea when he was like, he had all of his ideas, and there was some trial and error, but for the most part, clearly he made it happen, because Bad Boy established, a huge part of our culture, musically and otherwise. All right, back to the questions. because I did a little bit of everything. I was in this gospel group, and there was this guy that we used to go to his house and record. His name was Tyrone Holmes. He lived in the Bronx. And once I went up there and we recorded a little, what do you call it, 45 record. And I asked him, I heard him playing some other music. And I was like, hey, Courtney, hey, Chris Epps. And I said, can you let me hear that music? And I called him on the side, and I was like, I think I got an idea to your track. Now, mind you, this is notwithstanding the fact that it's never going to see the light of day. It was just something that I learned how to do. And I went back over there. I snuck out. I used to sneak out the window. That's a story that I tell all the time. But I used to sneak out the back window of my house to go to the studio in the Bronx. I had no money. So a lot of times I would get up there with my little $5 and pray that he could either take me back to Penn Station or drive me back home from the Bronx. And I would get whippings a lot of the time sneaking back in. But nonetheless, this is how I learned to, shut up, Kay, with my lip gloss. That's how I learned how to produce myself when I was about 14, 15 years. Then road manager slash manager. What up, Mel Smith? Hey, Lucy. Ethel. um, and I cried the whole way listening to the track. And when we got to the studio, I laid the song down. Hey, Blue, what's up, my London faithfuls? And it was You Don't Understand. That was probably the most emotionally driven song because I literally cried in the booth the whole time. And I feel like, I can hear certain parts on the song where I was like, but yeah, it was a lot. Like I wanted to go see him. I couldn't. I'm trying to be professional and finish my album and take care of my daughter and set up home for us. So yeah, it was a lot. Let's see. Jasmine T. Oh wow, she said if Fordham wanted to leave home, I was, I did my little promo tours and my little spot dates and stuff. But hey, Jared, what up, Shank? Um, I was never pressed to be away from home for a long period of time because I always was a mom first. Arista artist, not even just bad boy. I remember a lot of times when China, well, she was always with me, but if I had to go on stage, Tiny and Tamika and them would watch China. Brat would watch China. You know what I'm saying? For years, Brat be like, "Where the fuck is China? How China doing?" Like they know China. Shout out to my daughter China, who is an amazing writer, singer, producer, engineer, all that stuff. Okay, back to the questions. Y'all know I could talk because I'll be talking about one thing forever. Darnell said, he said, you like to make songs up off the top of your head. You said you like to make that. Well, no, back then, I honestly, which is not now, would go in the booth and just literally make up what came to my mind. You know what I mean? Like it was, oh, I got an idea and I'm gonna stack it. And if I feel like it should not be a stack part, you know what I mean? It came a lot quicker and I wouldn't say easier because I get ideas now, but I think a lot more about it. I guess that comes with having already had records and songs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, I gotta. I've over the years I've started to work with different writers, other writers, I should say, because it's like I got a certain amount of time. I got more kids. I got other shit to do. I'm trying to get it done. You know what I'm saying? So if you got an idea, let me, expound on that. I'm great at taking your idea, my idea, and his idea and arranging that shit, and it comes out as a Faith Evans record. um, let's see. Philly Mimi. Oh, she said Reasons. 25 Reasons is still her favorite song. Thank you. What made y'all change it from an interlude to a full song? I don't remember that change. Wasn't it a full song on the album? I don't know. Was it ever an interlude? It probably was. I don't remember, girl. What is really going on? I don't really usually get to keep up with these things. But hey, Andrew. Okay, where Chucky at? Thank you, C's. I don't know how to check my request box. Hold on. Jesus. I don't know that. Okay, here we go, Chucky. Chucky, quack, quack. Y'all don't even understand. This is my, like, Chucky!
Yeah.
What up, Joe?
What's up, baby girl?
Oh, man.
I'm enjoying these stories.
What up, Kay?
I'm sitting in here enjoying these stories. I'm just listening like, hold up. All
Like,
of
do
that.
you remember when you was like, dun, 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 and I was like, go, dun, dun, and do it again, and dun, 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 dun.
You get all of the credit for that as soon as I get home. You know what I'm saying? You get all of the credit for that. Can you hear me?
Yes, I do.
Okay, yeah. Because, you know what I'm saying? That was something I had made when I was 16, Joe. And you just caught me just like messing around with it. You pulled that out. So I got to give you all the credit for that.
And I always used to be like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I didn't get to I wasn't not liking other people's stuff, but at that time, I kept hearing such great stuff from you. I'm like, I want to go with Chucky. I want to go on with Chucky. I want to go on with Chucky. I heard something yesterday. We got an idea.
Oh, listen, man, it was all you were the mastermind behind that whole album because it was almost like you thugged me out, kind of. Like, you're doing an album. I was like, okay, I guess I'm doing your album.
Right.
So it was all love. Yeah.
What up, Dre, baby daddy?
I got a surprise too.
I need for you to tell. Okay, before your surprise,
Okay, before my surprise.
know some of your like. What is what's something one of your memories or in
I mean,
and
when we did Reason, it was like you were going to the store.
just
I had just wrote something. I said, hey, look, just listen to that on the way to the store. And you came back with Dave Hollister, remember?
hey, cousin Christian.
You and Dave went in the booth, and I made it just to be an interlude. Remember?
Yes, you talking about
Teddy heard it, and he was like, "Yo, you don't really know me like that, but we will definitely get in a fist fight if you don't make that a song." You know what I'm saying? He was real adamant about Reasons being a song. So that was crazy to me because I really wanted to mess with people's minds. I wanted it to be a short song. Sometimes interludes are so dope that they're dope because they're short. You know what I'm saying? It'll make
because they teasers.
Yeah, exactly. So
you want more.
It was one of those things where he wasn't playing that. You know what I mean? And then he got in Puff's ear, and then we had to turn it into a song. So
see, I don't remember that story.
See,
I do. Me and Dave working on it. That's so funny because I remember this was one night when we finished it, and Big had just gotten back out from out of town, and I stayed in Brooklyn, and Dave I was like, we were, smoking, we was drinking, we done went to the club, came back, drive back home. But luckily, I'm like, you're gonna have to ride with me back home. I can drive by myself. But I was very confident that it wouldn't be a problem because Big knew that was it. That was my home. I was like, yo, I was on the couch.
Yo, see, that's the part that I didn't know. Like that part right there, the way y'all wrote
I
it.
became good friends after that. Dave and I connected on the Marry My Life out. That's how I ended up, being around me. But after that day, he was like, yo, you so real. You so crazy.
But crazy is everybody feels like that after they have. Yo,
Man, Chucky, do you remember? Well, first of all, I know you remember because you probably had to stand there longer than me. But the fact that some of the younger generation and some of the younger faithfuls wouldn't even understand this part. But wait, hold on. Hey, Peekaboo! Why Dre said it's too real. She tries to walk in the airport by herself. What do you mean? I'm going on the plane by myself. Hey, Kia. What's up, Jersey? What's up, Superstar C? What was I saying? What was I about to say, Chucky?
See, exactly. I got carried away in the story too. you
I'll
were
be.
talking about something that I was a part of. You said I was there. Come on,
Oh,
y'all. Back.
that was back when it was the 2-inch reels. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
So that would allow so many hours of in between time, which would be me, Misa, Mary, Cheryl, Tiffany, Stacy, Tiana, all of the Rochester homegirls. We would go to the
right. Okay, there it is.
and we would come back to the studio and 112 might pop up. You know, it was just such a dang, it was fun. But
Yeah,
now when that album, I'd be like, I just came from the club. I want to do that vocal, but it had to be done.
at the done. Yeah, yeah. Trust. You don't understand was a
Hello,
dope.
mommy.
You don't understand was a dope experience because I remember you crying in the booth.
That's what I was just saying. I said,
Kept it. That particular line was distorted a little bit, but it was
oh,
dope. We had to keep it. It was too much going on with that, you know. I don't know if everybody realizes, what really went on between you and Big and how y'all got together, John. Well, to me, how fast it was. You know what I'm saying?
well, it was fast, period, in real life.
Because I could say life calls, right? Yeah, and it got serious. You and Puff got on the phone. I remember him talking about, man, how you marry my gangster? He's supposed to be a gangster. You to marry my gangster. You know? So then, I mean, but then, like you said, he that marketing with him is so serious.
Hmm.
He said, I remember the conversation. He said, "How you gonna be Biggie's wife?"
That was gonna mess up his marketing.
Man, nah, he said that shit again. He said it again. He said, "How you gonna be Biggie's wife?"
We had to go up there and tell him that we did get married.
Right,
I'm looking like, why the fuck we gotta tell him? Like we grown.
right. No, no. Listen, it got real, and you were dope, and it didn't really matter after a while. Like you were
Well,
safe, it would be that anyway. So I just remember the hype and all of the quick stuff that was going on. But it was like, you two were, y'all incredible to me with that. You know what I'm saying? And
wait,
Man, it was so turned up with us. But you know what? I wish we did because it was so many like crazy moments. You know, Jodeci was around. You know, I remember one time
I was
everybody was in the room together. Mary, you, 112, Jodeci, and y'all were just all singing. Like it was just a gospel situation that just kicked off. I think Deron was playing the piano.
yes,
You know what I'm saying? And do you remember us down in Atlanta with that, man? It was
yes.
like all of those types of things I wish we did have.
I've talked about that, but can you talk about that? Because in my life, for me, that made me feel like the appreciation and understanding of the musicality of Puff when he took us to Atlanta and said, I'm thinking about signing a group, and it was me and you to kind of co-sign in a way, if you want to say.
But I
Like,
mean, you know what it was is we were walking around. You know, we were working, but you know how we work. We walk, we smoke, we roll, we do a bunch of stuff, and then I think they showed up, and somebody's voice was messed up that day. I think it was the wrong. Somebody had an issue with their voice, so they were like, you know, kind of timid about singing. But you know, they sung for you first, and then you came and got me, and I said, man, that right there, that's something different. And I knew, you know, you kind of feel the vibes that Puff is trying to, you know, the whole Uptown thing was his, you know, a lot had a lot to do with him. That, you know, it would carry over to the things that he was looking for Bad Boy. But I felt like 112 was just something different.
mm-hmm.
That and then, you know, we were in Atlanta. We were in a space where like, you know, this is a place that's kind of like bubbling. Like we were down there with LaFace. We were down there with L.A. Reid and working on stuff within, you know, his camp. So we like it's just the feeling behind it. You know, we from up north, but then that feeling that we were getting from down there, and it still had an up north swag to it. So it was like it wasn't even no question.
They didn't have any music out at the time.
No, they didn't have no music. They just played. You know, they were just doing what the 112 thing do. You
Right.
know, yeah, it was real. You know.
Was this the same?
Shout out to all of them.
This wasn't the time we went to work with Pebbles, right? This was a separate time.
I think this was Tony Braxton.
No, I wasn't there for that. I was there
So then it must have been the Pebbles.
specifically to meet 112.
Yeah. Right. So then that's what it was. It was the Pebbles joint.
I want to go back because I saw a question that was a little weird, and I don't
Blaze.
know what.
Shut up, sir.
Someone said, "Let the past go. Faith is 2020 levels 1975." Please explain what you mean, because I'm in 2020 as well. But God bless you. I
Out the album that we did. You know.
I just want them to explain what they're saying. Anyway, Chucky, do you remember when we were at, well, of course you do, but like because a lot of times on that first album, like certain songs, like for example, and they keep asking prize. I see you, Lark. I see you, Smith. He said, "Fuck." You know, me too, but it was a little question I want to entertain, and if they want to reiterate, I would gladly answer. What's up, Catrice? Pay your dust. Anyway, do you remember how it just used to be so like on the song "Falling in Love"? Like I remember when I was listening to that track from the Track Masters, and in the beginning, as soon as it came on, LaTanya Blige, who's Mary's sister, she came like falling in love again, and then I finished it. That became the hook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Mary had a bridge, and then we went to the tunnel, and then we came back.
Yo, man.
And then 112 would be in there, and I'd be like, "Y'all got an idea?" It was just so familial, you know.
Yeah.
Everyone
Ron helped me with the intro. That's the Ron. You know, we were using the same equipment all the time. So I said, look, I'm gonna play around with you. Come over here and just let me just guide you. I did the Puff Daddy with him, but he just played those chords, and I was just kind of making it move a certain way. And I added the little, pieces and stuff to it, and yeah, that's the Ron on there.
Wow. Like, come back. I'll tell you when it's done. I'll tell you when I want you to come listen. Like, don't come interrupting.
So, he's a secret squirrel cat, man.
Hello. But he did know that when we were in a session, it's gonna be a record done when he come back.
Yeah,
Period.
yeah. A lot of people don't realize, or understand his level of production. People feel like you gotta be.
And the one that knows what needs to be here, there, and there, complete record. So I can never take that credit away from Puff. But I also have to say, during my second album, I probably didn't take enough of that credit for myself. But at the same time, yeah, I can never say that Puff. I think that even when I worked, I'll be sure I had so much more respect actually being in the studio with him. Like, oh, he really know what the fuck he doing. Like, and he know that I know what the fuck I'm doing.
I never. That was the first thing that I noticed. Like, we were working on the Usher record. I didn't see you yet. I just heard all these vocals coming out the room. I with you, like I've, as a producer, I knew to stay out of your way. Like, I wasn't the one to get in the middle. You know what I'm saying? What I knew enough about your vibe. I knew that you had this gospel thing with it because you were turning me on to certain songs. You know what I'm saying? You were turning me on to the Clark Sisters Beyond the Sunshine record. That's the record I knew. But then you started bringing me into the intro. that MPC, I had it done, and the cord came out. It cut off. So what we hear on the record is the replay. I had to build that joint back up because I had it and then
Mm.
it erased. And
I
I knew I just called Puff and told him I had
remember when
it.
I recorded it, I was in a rush to go meet Big on the road. I
See,
so quick. I didn't even know the song was hot or not. I was like, cool, but I got a flight to catch.
you get into because as soon as I get home was the same thing for me. I was actually on my way to DC. Remember, I was leaving.
Mm-hmm.
You had talked to Puff, and he was like, "Man, you got it." Well, I don't know what you played for her, but I'm telling you right now, like I need that before you leave.
I
I
probably
had already had my set to leave.
me something yesterday. I need to do it.
Joe,
Tell him to come back.
listen, I did what I did to make sure that he didn't call me back,
Right.
and I left. I never touched that record again. And then when you called me and told me to listen to it on that answering machine.
Take
Yeah.
out the feel if it don't sound right. Like it's. I love the fact that people consider the debut album a classic. But so many parts on there that I know. I told Puff I need to change.
You do all again.
So I wanted to over, and he was not having it.
Yo, look, you know how many songs I had to just say because
Okay,
he was finishing. He was
right.
finishing them too. So I'm like,
He,
oh, man.
best friend since the fourth grade. She used to was one of the first background singers, and we used to together. Okay. Chucky, you can you see these comments?
I see them, but they might be coming
Okay.
in.
I know it be going fast. I'm not really up on the game like that. I be trying. Granny slow. Okay, so wait. Let me go to my one of my favorite faithfuls, Jared. Orange, and I wrote that song, and I was so proud. Come back with it written. Rashad, you see Rashad?
Yeah, I seen Ringo up in there.
Hey,
baby.
all my Jersey folks in here. Somebody, on the internet over, I said, "Don't you ever say that I'm fucking up and I'm cracking on my nose."
You see who's standing in the back right here?
Who that? Church. Church.
Yeah,
like a shadow in the back.
He looking like a shadow back there.
Wait, why you said Lord Henry? Lord.
Yo. So yeah, man, it's like this, you know,
I want to Herb want to come on real quick.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, Chuck, you don't go nowhere. Now, y'all ain't really good at this thing, so let me see how to add somebody. Yeah, no. Okay, well, anyway. Okay. This, you guys, because I don't really be on it. I be doing laundry and cleaning my house and stuff, but.
Your favorite really a soccer mom, y'all.
Right. Hey,
Singing soccer mom.
okay, Chucky. They said you don't. They said you forgot your surprise.
They said what now?
They said you forgot your surprise.
Well, the surprise wasn't for them. It was for you. That's who church. Works. Hold on. This joint. You gonna bug out off this. You ready?
Uh-oh. My know about that. Play it.
Late at night when I'm alone in my bed, it always cross my mind. Looking out at all the stars in the sky, you always cross my mind. You always cross my mind. Lately, my heart's been filled with loneliness. touch me, hold me, kiss me. Yeah. So where are you and why must I feel this way? Here I am, come and take my loneliness away. Hey, hey, I'm alone in my bed. You always cross my mind. Baby, you cross my mind, and I'm looking at all the stars in the sky. You always cross my mind.
So we'll give y'all just that much. You know what I'm saying? Because this is all for old dat. Y'all about to start going crazy in a minute. But yeah. You remember that?
My fans be, why they know about this song? How do they know about this song?
I did, Joe. Unless they got leaked from up on that end.
They know about this and the other one, the one we did with Michelle and Dege Cello. Or is that this one?
No, not this one. This is all you.
It's another one. Wait, somebody said. They said it. Tears Away. Oh,
Tears
no.
Away.
Put that out. We put that out.
That's out. That one is out.
Remember that we was in Sony and Michelle and Dege Cello came in and did some part on Late Night.
Okay. See, I wasn't there for that.
Did.
Right.
She said,
I know.
"Oh, as I touch you, as I hold you, as I love you."
That ain't no version. I don't have that joint. But yeah, I just wanted to, I had to pull that up because I didn't know if you remember we did that joint. You have a copy of that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, cool. So,
And it makes me mad that, we have so many songs we didn't finish.
this song.
You told me. That's what it is. You told me. You told me that you want me. Remember that?
Nope, I did that?
Yes, sir. Oh, my God.
Out of nights. A lot of nights and days with it, man.
I know about stuff you don't know about.
Yeah.
But, Man, hey, high five and a standing ovation for my shucky ducky quack quack.
I love you. Tell China what's up. He's a big part of this album. China is a big part of this album. You hear me?
China.
Man, Joe.
You don't even understand when I run into like the Tony Maseratis of the world. They be like, "How's China?" I'm like, "She's a engineer, producer." It's like, yeah, she used to eat sugar packs and just be in the studio buttons.
Yeah, she's an organizer now. I be watching her. She just is bananas, man. All of that vocal and music stuff, Joe. You never know who's listening. You never know who's paying attention.
Well, what I was doing, she was there.
That one right there, man. Shout out to China, baby.
I don't think it's on here. Hold on. Not sugar packs. Cheryl said sugar packs all day.
Sugar pack.
Yes, Chucky did caramel kisses, Dina. Stevie is inside on the couch asleep. Levels 1975. If you want to know. China was my baby. Dang, Chucky, thank you so much.
Nice love, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for taking me out. You know what I mean? If that thug out wouldn't have happened, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know what else would have happened. So I appreciate that part. Straight up.
That's funny. I read another question about reasons, but it was a question because I did not know. I don't remember the whole interlude to record thing, but
Yeah, that was
same question.
Yeah.
Dang, we've been talking. Y'all know I What's up, sis? What's up, Teresa? All right, Chucky. I love you, Chucky.
I love you too, baby. You
All right.
can hang me up, right?
Huh?
You can hang me up because I don't know how to.
Guess so. I guess so. Nah, you gotta hang up. Thanks. And let me see. Can I get her on here? Hold on. Boom, boom. Oh wow. You know what? Let me see if I can find her. But you know what? I'm gonna add this fool who bothers me quite often. Where he at? Not wake him up. No, Chucky did not do the song from the TD Jakes thing. That was actually produced by Troy Keller. Oh my God, and Charles Farrar. Hi, DeRay.
What's good?
What's up, world? This is one of my what up? Got vocals for you, Jersey baby. This is one
I,
of the
I ain't your faithful. We passed that.
really bad. He thinks he can sing, he cannot. And he gets to, I'd be like, hello, Barbara Walters. Like, nigga, how are we doing an interview? You called me to ask me one question and you asked me 15. But anyway, I'm going to answer this question. Am I playing music? I was actually just talking because my husband is.
They don't know we talk to each other like this.
Okay, well, I'm talking to you like this. Wait.
Let me comb out my beard or nothing.
Okay. Anyway, I let you on my live. What do you have to say? A nice introduction, though. Like,
I don't want to ask what I really. I mean,
wait, I got to meet you in line when you were at my book signing, which I met you before that, but
this personal stuff about me, and that's when we took the infamous picture on Media Takeout where
and
they
they,
thought,
my man,
yeah, where they thought I was tired.
ciao, bye.
You know, I can't say what I want to say on here because we. Yeah, like to them, they want you versus Mary, you versus Kelly Price, you versus Tamia. It's a whole bunch of different people they want to versus with. But I know you. I'm like, she's not gonna do it. So like, you're wasting your
No,
time.
I'm saying, it is a celebration of two queens. I'm reading the comments. I get it, but okay, it's a whole lot of queens. You feel me? So I'm not going to single myself out to celebrate myself with someone else. I get the timing was close and the this and that, but I just don't see myself in that way of pitting myself against anyone. I don't.
Yeah, because you know what it's gonna be. At the end of the day, as it leads up to, it's gonna be her family,
Anything
her
like,
family, and all of that nonsense.
yeah, it's not. It said it's a comment. I get it. Da, 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 da. But I could play my song. I mean, people know my catalog and it's going to be what it is. So, now I got a good old check and Mary, but whatever. Actually, no, because right now in my life, to be quite honest, That's not the first thing on my, list that I have to do.
Well, I'm still singing that same verse, but we'll keep that between us.
Huh?
I'm still singing that same verse.
Which thing? Oh God, get out of here. Hold on. We gotta join somebody.
You the only person I've ever done this with, ever.
Join
You do it.
somebody else.
All I gotta do to hang up his press is X. I don't know how you add somebody else though.
They have to request. How does
Yeah,
that
they got a request. Or you can request them like you just did me.
want to do that? Mhm. Mhm.
I'll use Instagram for one thing.
Oh my God. I don't find my best. Well,
Uh, they can request you.
well, I don't see any of those, but I love everyone that's on here, and I think it's so dope that.
All right. So what everybody want to know is that when are they gonna get at least another what is that called, an EP or whatever?
Um, well, to be honest, the next creative thing that I will work on is the different ins and outs that I've had to go through and that I've learned about other parents and the system itself. That's the next thing that's closest to my heart in terms of a public thing. And if I do music, it'll probably be connected with that. But to be honest, Ryder is kind of first on the list. And, we pulled him out of school before the quarantine thing. So we've kind of had to do the homeschooling thing for a very long time. But, it's just a lot of ins and outs. We've had lawsuits with the district. It's a lot. It's just a lot. And certain, you know what I'm saying? And it's many parents that can't do that. So I really want to bring a lot of awareness to that and the different resources that they won't tell you about unless you find out about. So that's it. And so just back to that whole thing, not saying, oh, I'm hating on the verses or this and that. As y'all see, I'm not really even on social media like that. So what's your question?
They want me to hang up. I
Oh,
got
what's
too much
your
time.
question? Ask again about what?
About what?
You said something about background vocals.
I ain't ask you anything.
Hang up.
All right,
Let me.
later.
Like, who cares?
I'll text you.
Hey, Jerry. Okay, yeah, I guess so. Um, Shorty Rock, what up?
Hey, what's up, girl?
Oh my God. What,
How you doing?
where's wifey?
And she in the living room doing that work that she got to work.
I'm just, y'all know I don't be doing this thing. I'm like, Lark, you right, I gotta do it. So I just have to acknowledge all the people that, which even though I can't acknowledge everyone, but we have stories and friends, and memories, and he's been my friend for a minute, other than being a faithful. And I'm so gotten a
Can
person.
you see me okay? Can you see me all right?
Oh my God. Yes, we see you. We see
Yeah, shit,
but
man.
I just think
What
it's
about the say,
so
man?
have people like you and Jared Shanklin and Shorty Rock and just the deranged. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so but I can't hear you.
I said I don't. Everybody keeps talking about the reasons thing, but I don't remember that
Yeah,
whole.
because it wasn't on the cassette. It was just on the CD. So I had the cassette, and I was like, one time I got a hold of somebody's CD, and I was like, what's this reason? What is this? I played that. I fell in love. I was like, God damn, like she can't do no wrong. And one part I like about Reasons, it's one part at the end, of course, the breakdown when I can't seem to find my way, you can hear the bells like dun, 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 dun. You know what I'm talking about. I'm like, God damn, she dope. But what's popping though?
I really want to be able to figure out. Like I want to put Cheryl on here.
Yeah, I hope I don't look funny in the live video.
Will we see your hat? What's up, Marcel? Hey,
I got a big head. I got a big old head.
Cheryl. Oh, Mel Smith. I think Cher was probably in bed. Oh no,
Looking crazy.
that show.
I got them babies asleep. I said, let me go on. My
Yeah.
baby's asleep.
Oh, what up? He said, "Hey,
Use the hair, quarantine hairdo.
braids. Set it off. What? Doing my hair with the flat iron, and I had my white eyeliner and some lip gloss and some lip liner, and that was it. It wasn't no makeup kit. It was nothing. No, none of that.
Purity, no makeup.
China and a dat.
Time that Jeff Burrows was like, are you doing Faith's makeup and hair? Let me put some money in the budget.
Yes. It was there, wasn't it? There was a budget.
There was a budget. Thank you, Arista.
Hey, yo, I just want to tell people this story since it is social media now, and I've said it before. Wait,
What?
talk about how y'all got put out of BET for smoking. I hate you, Jared. I was just talking about that the other day. But the thing is, everyone, Big smoked everywhere he went, okay? In real life, whether it said no smoking or not. Peanuts, Nino said peanuts. Hey, Tara. Big had already gone to BET.
And smoke.
Yo, I blew it down in there with Donnie. You good? And so when we went to BET, we didn't just light up. We asked them, remember? We didn't even smoke in the building. We asked them.
We went outside. Executive came to chastise us.
Hello? Like, okay, well, what happened? We still did the show, like, whatever. Anyway.
I knew Puff was gonna kill me. I was scared shitless.
I know. It was like, Puff's going to kill me. Puff's going to kill me.
Tell me your first TV performance and we can't do this shit because we smoking weed? Oh, no. I look crazy. And I swear to God, Faith, it was after the Source Awards when Big came to try to kill me because he said the girl said, somebody with a squeaky voice was stepping on my head. I was like, Big, I didn't even touch that girl. Faye beat that girl up. I went with her, but I didn't touch that girl. Faye. I ain't got on my glasses.
Wait, oh my God. Not somebody with a squeaky voice. Okay, well, this happened to be the same day of Justin Combs' christening.
Okay. We just left the church.
We left the christening, got in a taxi and rode to Parkchester.
Harlem Cab. Shout out to Harlem Cab.
I told Harlem Cab to wait for us because we was going to run up on this girl, and we did, and then we
And
went
cousin Chris,
hello, and we went back outside and got back in the cab.
she was screaming out the window,
And she fight.
"Help! Pop them! They just beat me up." I was like, "No, Faye just beat you up, not they." And I said,
Ari. Oh my God.
too many stories, but I still can't believe 25.
Falling in love.
I still can't believe it's 25 years.
Well,
And my one plaque, bad boy. Where's the rest of my plaques, bad boy? Please don't, with the tiny voice, with
with
tiny tears.
the
But this is beautiful. I can't believe Lark got you to do it. Thank you, Lark.
Oh, you know what, Cheryl? Cut it out.
No, not cut it out, please. I'm so happy you do it.
He
I
said,
love Chucky. I see all of you guys on here. I can't read the comments because I don't have on my glasses.
oh my God, cut it out.
Shit, you talk about
Oh,
57-year-old eyes. I got 50-year-old eyes.
do you remember? Oh, I'm trying to keep up. I'm trying.
I can't.
No, I can't.
I can't barely see. You see me squinting.
I am too. I can read it. Tina Valdez. You remember Tina, cousin Tina?
Come on, Tina, with that leg. Ow.
And you made me.
It's been a pleasure working with this woman for 25 years.
Wait. How do I add somebody you don't know, huh?
Hell no, I don't know. I seen you put the request and that's how I was able to answer it. You can't add nobody. It's only two people. It's a two people thing.
Okay,
So I got to hang up, and then you can add the next person.
uh, hold on.
But thank you for doing this for us, because I'm a faithful.
Oh, cut it out, Ethel.
And thank you, Chucky, because if Chucky wasn't producing your album, I would have never met you.
Right, because you were managing him.
Yes.
I don't think so. That hold on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know you wouldn't do the verses. They called Faith first before the first, who was the first verses?
I don't.
Erica Badu and Jill Scott. They called before that, and they had wanted you to do the verses. And I was like, knowing Faith, she's probably not going to want to do that. But they had asked you
Why?
all the way at the beginning.
Why? I guess he woke up. Why is he on here talking about? I told you to stop it, sir. Stop. Stop it. They said is Stevie on? Yeah, he's on. Here.
Stevie's on. Auntie Lisa's on.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! Go put on a shirt, child.
I love you, Stevie J.
Oh my God. Oh, where in the hell?
Yes, Auntie Lisa Boo. We was on our way. We was in the airport. This was before 9/11, and Stevie J was running late to the flight. They was closing the door. He didn't get his ticket, and I gave him my ticket, so he flew as Cheryl Flowers. Way before 9/11, you could do stuff like that.
Wait, is that when we had to put?
Oh my God. Who brings a gun to the airport?
Well, you know.
Lucy. And Vince says, well, I'm going to put it in this trash can, and when we come back, I'll take it back out. What? You think it's going to still be there? Oh, wait a minute. What about the time? crazy is people really don't know how stupid you are. Because you're really stupid. You
Oh,
really could be a comedian.
Hawks at the hockey bag days.
Yes. Them 2 damn Adidas hockey bags.
Oh my God. Oh,
Okay.
this is so funny. Questlove podcast. No, this real. Hello.
Okay.
Hello. Don't care.
I can't see shit. That's a damn shame. I don't want to put on my glasses and look older.
Wish I could play new music. My husband has to come in here and put some on. If he would, then I will.
Come on, Stevie. Let's hear some new music. I'm dying to hear something new.
Oh my God. There's so many things that I could refer to right here. But I cannot do all of them.
Somebody said, "Where's Ryder?"
Ryder is with his dad this week.
Yay, Daddy.
Yes, he's enjoying his dad and his brothers, and that's why I get to do this. Hello.
Stevie J said he's coming. All right, Stevie, let's go.
Oh, wow. Let me go down because I ain't see that one. Let me prep myself for
He said he's coming.
that.
Why you don't know how to work the machine, Faye?
I do. That he hooked up to the system, so I don't know how to just turn
Play.
and put it to my computer.
I haven't been in the new studio since you expanded it. It looks dope.
They said y'all done woke him up. Oh, okay.
It looks like you got a lot of room in there now.
Not so much. Actually, well, the booth is bigger, but we could really stand to tear that wall down and just have the whole, area. Because they still can hear it when he's in here. So
Mm,
hold
it
on.
looks nice.
When is the next album? Da, 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 da. I know you remember You Don't Understand when I cried the whole time.
Yes, bitch, we was driving, and I was like, Faye, stop crying. And you had that short haircut with them finger waves in there. And I wanted to laugh at Chucky because that time we went to D.C., it took us forever to get in the booth because he was Mr. Mom.
Right, with all the kids.
No, we had to go pick up the cat from the vet. We had to go to the Tracy had us running.
Had him running around.
I know Chucky is laughing on that one. He had to pick up the kids from school.
What's he said? Let's see. Big bully Cheryl.
I am not a bully. Just get the job done, C's.
With the squeaky voice.
C's, I be loving your lives, Mr. DJ.
You're supposed to have on a shirt.
No, show us those muscles.
You gotta turn that off, babe. It's gonna echo.
All right, I'm gonna turn it off.
Stevie!
No.
Yeah! Muscle man.
What?
Get freaky with it. Ah.
You see my it looks just like her though.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that a tattoo of my friend?
Yeah, you don't know?
I didn't see that one. I missed that one.
Yeah. Hey y'all.
Hey, you got a tattoo of Stevie?
Nah, she don't need that. That ain't got nothing to do with her. This is about me right here. This is all about me. This is the thing
Okay.
I want to feel.
That's love.
You know what I mean? Nah, this love right here.
Oh.
Thank you, Teresa.
What she said?
Put your shirt on. That's what I said.
I ain't showing no pubic hairs or nothing. Bye y'all. I love y'all. Bye.
No, you're supposed to be playing music though.
Oh, you want me to play some music? All right.
Yes, something new from Faith.
Got you. What you want to hear? Tell me what you want to hear.
I don't know, lovey.
Let me know what you want to hear. I got you.
Oh, play that one I just started working on.
Oh, let go.
Not the second one, the first.
Let go.
Yeah.
Got you.
This is the first version.
All right, first version. All right. Let me find it.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's hear something new.
Text me the abs.
What's up, Hawk? Hawk is on here.
I
I
told you
just saw him.
go Ethel. What up? Hold on. She said focus, Stephen.
Yeah. No, I am focused. I'm just trying to
Your sister said focus,
I
Stephen.
am focused, baby. I'm always focused. I'm just looking for what you want, baby.
You guys are the best.
Oh, you want to hit let go? Damn, you trying to give them some exclusive.
I mean, I'm thinking.
DJ
Because
I'm
I'm
just saying.
here 2 hours, so
Word?
we might as well just,
Damn, I took a nice power nap.
You took about a 4-hour one.
I needed that. I've been putting that work in with you.
Jesus Christ.
Here we go.
Right.
Been putting that work in. Yeah,
Sit down, sir. What's up, Bob? Notorious Bob. Hey, Terrell.
I'm looking for the let go here. Come in here.
Yummy on here. Hey, Yummy. What's up, sis?
What up, Yummy? Yummy. Oh, that's a take 2. You want to hear the first take you said?
What up, Chico?
You said the first take?
Yeah.
All right. I'm looking for it. I got the tape. I got the second tape.
No, I don't want to hear that one.
I'm looking for the first one.
Okay.
The comments are funny.
Got the second one.
You have the first one.
But I don't.
Yes. No, I texted to you.
I got the text
Lucy
version.
and Ricky.
Text version of the first one, okay? I don't have it.
Lucy and Ricky.
I just don't have that one. I got the second version. Oh, here it is.
Thank you, sir.
Let's go.
Here it comes, y'all.
What's up, Sonny?
I ain't playing nothing.
Oh my God.
Anybody got to cash at me $3? I'll pay some.
Not $3.
All right.
$3 a cash app. I ain't playing nothing.
Okay,
so
well,
agree to pay me.
We don't have cash app.
I might, so I know I don't. I ain't paying. I ain't getting them exclusives.
Child, play the song so we can log off. Thank you. Something in my soul is telling me to let go. I'm struggling with my thoughts, it's getting harder just to hold on. Got a lot of questions, but you got no answers. I swear I love you, but I can't stand you. Something in my heart is telling me to let go. You know I gave all of my time, but you somehow play with my mind. My intuition's clear. Ooh, don't know what God is here, but you do. And that's some shit I can't handle. I fell in love with a loser. I had to switch up my standards. Miscellaneous Ubers and different tricks in your camera. Can't be playing the fool and live for this nigga is canceled. Something in my soul is telling me to let go. All right, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Oh, bye. 1995.
That was dope.
Oh my God.
I got some more stuff if they got some.
Okay, it's okay.
The GoFundMe account.
It's okay. Hey, what up? Oh, you see, what up, Latif? What up, Cuzzo? You see Siobhan on here?
Yo, sis, what up? You already know I put that work in, sis.
What up, Chris Epps? What up, again, Octavia with your singing
Yo,
ass?
Cheryl, what's up? How you doing, sis?
Wait, Lisa said Stevie is distracting us from the song.
He's doing the wormhole.
Not the whiny, not the, oh no.
What's up, Jayla? Oh, Okay, we'll play one.
Jay,
She said play one of our new songs. Play one of them.
All right.
And then we're going to log off. Cause
All right.
I'm going to do it again, though, because it's way
This
too
is
much
way
fun.
too fun.
Well, you always be on the thing. Get
But I'm
out of
saying, though, you're not.
here.
Can we get a pay-per-view concert or something?
We are at okay.
I'm telling Lazy Bone to come over.
Oh, my God.
Lazy Bone and Tiny. Yo, Tiny, y'all come through, Tiny.
What's up, Lady V? What's up, Veronica? Wait,
Y'all are funny.
Sit down.
no, Lisa. It's crazy.
Lisa is crazy. Yo, Lisa,
Dre
what up,
said he
sis?
coming out here for you to train him.
All right, let's go. My brother Dre, your baby daddy.
Yeah, my baby daddy.
I'm like,
Oh,
he cool with me.
I love it when the baby daddy and the husband get along so well.
What song you want to hear?
That's love.
Happen? Or you want to hear
I like it happen.
or you want to hear or whatever?
I got you, Jared. I'm gonna send you that.
You want to hear or whatever, or you want to hear?
What's that?
I got you. I got you right here.
Okay, but you gotta not be in the frame distracted.
I ain't in the front.
Doing all of this. What's the name of this song?
You knew I was anticipating for long enough, but you just had to keep me waiting until I gave up. I was moving on, but then you had to come and ruin my plan. You said you love me and miss me and that you wanna be with me. So I gave you an ultimatum and I ain't gonna take it back, no. Now that we found love, what are we gonna do? Now that we found love, what are we gonna do? It's all about you. It's all about you.
You don't listen.
He was a king without a hat.
I was looking for love, searching for a wife. I knew I could handle. You see me in the evening, all I ever wanted, all I ever needed.
That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Hey, I hope y'all enjoyed that. I'm gonna be out. I love you, baby. I'll see you when you get back inside. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, lovey.
Bye.
Jesus Christ.
I need some babies to play with my babies. Let's go.
Well, I love the fact that Anita Wilson is on here, and I love her so much. Smith, I see you. I see you, and I'm gonna send that to you. What's up, Tarnisha? Philly First Lady. I don't know if I shouted you out already, but that's one of my favorite faithfuls as well. Consistent, Notorious Bob, Shawnees, Trace from Detroit, Luch, Von Bouger twins. You know what I hate you, Lisa.
What's up, Bazaar? Look at Bazaar on here.
Hey, Bazaar. Divine Power Strength. I see you. I love Young. Oh, actually, the funny thing is, Mike B, Big Mike B, me and Yummy, you know, me and her husband, Rufus, who I call Peekaboo. Rufus and I have been friends since before I had
95.
Rufus is how I met Stevie and Missy, actually. And so,
Hi, Kay. What's up, Kay? I see you on there.
oh my
Bye.
God,
My
Jesus.
bad.
I'll tell you, we need the I Love Lucy show featuring Ricky.
Oh my God. Anyway, yeah, Yummy and I spoke the other day, and we're going to do this. I want to redo this Pace Sisters record, and I want to put a few different people on it, but her voice was kind of the first one that came to mind as far as one of the people I want on it. I'm not going to say which song it is yet, but we are actually working on doing this gospel record over the Pace Sisters, one of the Pace.
Oh, hallelujah.
I'm actually trying to work on a show, but I'm probably going to save that more of that for tomorrow. But with my friend Corey, which you know about Cheryl, we're trying to a show with the Pace Sisters and their kids. So hopefully that will work. Oh, what's up, Saeed? Hey, yo, Saeed. Wow. Okay. All right.
Chucklin Thompson,
What
what's
up,
up?
Latrice? Try to be on the conversation when you were asleep.
Not Latrice Shaw.
Yes, she is. Hey.
I've only been calling you every day, Latrice.
Said about time.
Oh my God.
Okay, so it's about 6 minutes away from my 2 hour thing. Y'all are late. Y'all need to
Oh,
take.
you was on here for 2 hours. Ooh, wow.
I be talking. Lark sent me a whole look. Lark had a whole bullet point list.
Go, Lark. I love Lark.
I hope I did it. You know me. I be talking around everything and talking extra. So, oh God,
No, you followed the script. You did wonderful.
thanks. Ooh.
Oh,
Thank you again to everybody who logged in. And, hopefully I want to do this again very soon. But, shout out to everyone that supported that album from then to now. Some people just came aware of me, like even like Jared St. Smith on Instagram. He's a huge faithful, but he's like, I didn't even know about you until this album, and I had to go back and do my history lesson. But that's my boy right there, So it's
okay.
a blessing just to even touch anybody in that way, because you don't know who you're going to touch.
You sure don't.
So appreciate my path, my walk, and all the people that have been a part of it, like yourself, and many others. Shout out to Puff for even seeing me walk out that booth dressed like a church girl and making me be quiet. Be quiet. Anyway,
He's worse than Ryder.
anyway, thank you to
Go
every
live. Go live, baby. Go live, Stevie.
y'all, and I'm gonna go and tend to this guy because actually I did not cook dinner or order dinner yet, so I think it's about time for that. But love
Oh,
you.
you're a good one.
Thank you, Cheryl. Love you.
Love you. See you soon.
All right, bye. Mwah. Love y'all, faithfuls. Thank you.
Bye bye.